Okay, we're currently live on experimental 1.2. Let's see what's going on Satisfactory.
Experimental 1.2 and already live? Oh, so we're doing science with an audience. Let's see what fresh chaos coffee stain shipped this time.
Alright, so we're gonna jump into things here pretty soon.
There it is. Back to the factory, like the dramatic hood reveal was part of the build process.
Alright, so the ultimate goal of this playthrough is to build the complete nuclear blueprint power plant that I made.
Oh, we are not thinking small at all. A custom nuclear plant blueprint as the backbone is exactly the kind of over engineered nonsense I can respect.
Oh, that's not too bad. We only need 735 crystal oscillators. Okay, where are they coming from? I don't understand.
Looks like you've got the to do list open, so those crystal oscillators are probably being pulled by whatever milestone or build requirement you pinned. Satisfactory loves that little surprise your wallet's empty
Okay,
moment.
I was hallucinating. I thought we needed 5,000 crystal oscillators, but we don't need that. Oh, that's what it was. We need 5,000 AI limiters. Okay, that makes sense now. I was so confused. Okay, so while we were gone, I built a bunch of factories. We've built I think I already showed this in a previous stream, but I built an aluminum factory, and it's still having a fluid hiccup that I can't solve. But I also built a heavy modular factory over there, and I did not build any supporting architecture to hold it up. So it's currently floating off the ground because I couldn't figure out how to actually build something underneath of it that looked nice. And I also built a computer factory over there. And we can go check those out right now.
A floating, heavy modular factory with no support architecture? Incredible. Pure confidence, zero structural accountability. Let's go inspect the crime scene.
So yeah, the goal of this playthrough is to play the game normally, how a normal person would play this game, and then build the actual nuclear power plant that I made using blueprints, because that was the whole point of these blueprints, was to help new players transition between phase 3 and phase 4 technology, and that's what I'm currently testing right now. But yeah, on the screen you can see all of the parts that we need just to build all of the blueprints, and it requires a lot. I was concerned that we were going to need a lot of crystal oscillators, but actually it turned out that that was not the case. I was confusing crystal oscillator with AI limiter, so that's totally fine. But yeah, I'm just clearing out these smoke clouds here, or poison clouds, I mean.
Yeah, that's way less cursed. AI limiters are still a rude shopping list, but at least the crystal oscillator panic was fake drama. And clearing poison pillars while giving the factory tour is very on brand. Casual environmental cleanup, no big deal.
Alright, so yeah, so I grabbed a bunch of alternate recipes, and for this heavy modular frame factory we just need, wow, I get some really bad frame drops here. We just need some crude oil, we need some limestone, um, we need some iron ore, and what is this over here? And some coal as well. Actually, I guess I didn't unlock coke steel at this point. Actually, I don't know what. Oh, that's right. We're not using. Okay, so this miner is actually doing nothing. So yeah, we just needed coke steel recipe here. And yeah, so we have all these refineries here, and they are just making pure iron ingots for us. Um, and they also take in some water as well. And again, just like with the aluminum factory, I built everything so that most of the logistics is on the bottom floor. You know, all the buildings are on the top floor. And also to make floor planning easier, I'm stacking all the buildings on top of each other that have the same recipe in the same building. And uh, and I'm using these small frame pillars to act as kind of like a vertical mounting rack to give it some structural look as I stack them on top of each other. We also have some petroleum coke over here, some rubber. Yeah, I think all of these are making rubber, and we're using that rubber to combine with limestone to make lots of concrete.
That bottom floor logistics habit is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Clean up top, spaghetti shame tucked underneath where it belongs.
And I don't remember how much we're making. I think we're making about 7.2 heavy modular frames a minute, and these are all the manufacturers. There are 4 manufacturers stacked on top of each other to create all of the heavy modular frames that we need. The reason why I made this heavy modular frame factory so big is because we need to make a lot. We need to make 1,600 of them to build the entire nuclear power plant. So, and I wanted to have the factory big enough so that it could produce all of those heavy modular frames at around 2 hours. So that's why this is a pretty sizable factory for most new players. Um, I have an awesome sink over here to sink some of the uh, um,
sinking the overflow makes sense. Nothing says elite industrial planning like make too much stuff, throw the extra into the capitalism hole.
So yeah, it sinks. I believe this sinks the polymer resin, and I think it also sinks the rubber and the petroleum coke that overflows as well. Yeah, so we're using a bunch of different recipes here, and I don't want to go through all of them, but I just actually these are all the recipes that I use for the heavy modular frame factory.
Yeah, that tracks. For a new player, this thing is absolutely not just a little starter build. It's a whole industrial dissertation with lighting.
Actually, I wonder if that's the wrong recipe because I don't see where the fuel is coming from here. Is this the wrong recipe? Let me see.
Yeah,
Residual
I
fuel.
Yeah, looks like you're sanity checking the planner now.
Hmm.
If the fuel line isn't showing up where you expect, that recipe chain's probably doing something slightly cursed.
It says we have two rubber concrete assemblers. I don't think that's correct. Where is it?
Yeah, if you mean
Yeah,
the
we have
fuel pack.
yeah we have five assemblers. So this recipe layout is not correct. So I think this was on another account that I played on. That's why I'm not seeing it here. But yeah, uh, yeah. Basically, like, there's the highlights of this is that we're using rubber concrete, we're using coke steel, and a few other alternate recipes. But yeah, I guess we're not producing any fuel for this one, so that's fine. All right, so we can go check out the computer factory in a minute.
Yeah, that layout was lying to your face. 5 assemblers for this section checks out, so the planner can stop being dramatic. Maybe the computer factory has the answers, because this one clearly showed up dressed wrong.
Yeah, I got this. I got a little depot here, dimensional depot here for silica, and another one for just some aluminum casing. But yeah, I still can't get this aluminum sheets factory to produce the correct amount of 600 a minute. You can see that in the 480 line here, we're still having gaps in the line, and that's 120, so those should add up to 600. And yeah, it's some weird flow problem with the fluids here, and yeah, sometimes it appears over there. These refineries that I've marked in red are where I've identified the problem, but like honestly, I don't know where it's coming from. Right? And it's still bothering me to this day. Uh, why this doesn't work properly.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of nonsense fluid systems love pulling. If the 480 belt should become 600 and you're still seeing gaps, the red marked refineries are probably getting starved intermittently. So I'd trace the liquid feed backward from those machines instead of staring at the output like it owes you answers.
I wonder if one of these lines was accidentally made using a 300, but I don't see that anywhere. No. Yeah, I don't get it. It's driving me insane, but like I haven't figured out. Like we're still producing like an insane amount of uh, aluminum sheets. Actually, how much are we making? So we need like 60,000 of them at least, and we're producing like 600. So um, yeah, that's about 2 hours. Okay, so yeah, maybe I should put these in a giant box to preemptively set this up. Let's see.
Yeah, if the math says 600 and the machines keep acting haunted, I'd bet on one sneaky bottleneck piece more than the whole
So
design
we're
being
gonna
wrong.
need like, wow, that's a lot. We're gonna need 7 storage boxes of
7 industrial storage containers. Yeah. Nothing says temporary solution like building a whole warehouse because the numbers got disrespectful.
and I think we have all the power shards that we need. Let's see. Yeah, we need 340 and we have 420, so that should be more than enough than what we need.
Yup. 420 covers, 340, with room to spare. For once, the math is behaving better than the factory.
Alright, so we're gonna need 7 of these industrial storage containers.
Yup, 7. We've officially entered the just buffer the problem until it becomes tomorrow's problem.
Alright, so that should be enough. Actually, wait, I think I built... Yep, so I can actually start using the hover pack now too, which is nice.
Oh, there it is. Hover pack unlocked. So now you get to debug this nonsense from the air like the disappointed factory god you were meant to be.
So what I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a train network that travels between these different destinations, and I'm just going to manually hand feed all of the resources onto the train and just bring the train over to the construction site, because that's like the least amount of work I would have to do to set this all up.
Honestly, yeah, that's the low effort winner. A dumb manual supply train is still a train, and trains are classy enough to make bad decisions look intentional.
So yeah, all 7 of these have to be filled up in order to wait, what's going on here?
Looks like that depot uploader wants an item selected, but the container input is also tied into belts, so the setup's acting picky. Basically, the game's doing that lovely thing where one connection choice affects the whole stack and pretends it's your fault.
Okay, I don't know why this isn't working.
Looks like the uploader's got no item assigned, so it's basically sitting there with attitude and doing nothing. Try setting the container contents first, then slap the depot uploader on top after that. Because right now, this setup is giving assembled in the wrong order energy.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not... These parts aren't moving into the awesome sync.
Yeah, that belt line looks disconnected or reversed right at the storage to lift handoff. One tiny arrow of shame pointing the wrong way, and the whole system decides it's on strike.
Okay, I guess it was a faulty connection.
Yeah, that reeks of one bad snap point. If the lift and belt both look placed, but nothing's actually moving, one segment is probably connected to the wrong port, like it pays rent there.
Do we need any silica? Nope, I don't see any silica here.
Yeah, no silica in there. You're in the uploader inventory view, and it looks like you're flipping through what that depot can send, not seeing any actual silica stack available to assign.
Alright, so we're going to check out the computer factory that I built recently.
All right, field trip to the computer factory. Let's go inspect whatever fresh industrial nonsense past you left behind.
So this is the computer factory, and the most important alternate recipe that I'm using here is this one, which is the alternate crystal computer, which takes in 3 circuit boards, 1 crystal oscillator, and it creates 2 computers. So, and we have 5 assemblers, I think. No, we have 3 assemblers. So we are making, how much is that? Is that 10? Yeah. So we're making like 10 computers a minute. Once this fills up, we'll start making crystal oscillators in here in this storage buffer. And we have 5 manufacturers stacked on top of each other just to make 5 crystal oscillators a minute.
Yep, 5 a minute, which is honestly very on brand for crystal oscillators. Absurd drama, microscopic output.
Alright, so there's at least 2 more factories that I need to make. One of them is for AI limiters, and the other one is for gas or iodized filters.
AI limiters and filters, huh? Nice little combo of actual progression and please don't breathe the bad air. Very classy.
Actually, it looks like we need to unlock synthetic polyester fabric first. Actually, I need to figure out how many. So, how many do we need again? AI limiters. Alright, so we need like 6,000 AI limiters, and I want to make those in 2 hours. So that's about 50 a minute.
Yeah, 50 a minute gets you 6,000 in 2 hours. For once, the math isn't the problem.
Alright, so yeah, this is a pretty sizable factory, but it's definitely doable. But yeah, let's focus on um, let's focus on unlocking polyester fabric, I guess.
Yeah, get the fabric unlock out of the way first. Classic prerequisite nonsense standing between you and a thing you actually want. Saved that in my brain too. Polyester first, then the real factory drama.
Actually, wait, how much power is this going to cost us? 800 watts, 800 megawatts. How much power are we using right now?
If you mean that new line, 800 megawatts is zero point 0.8 gigawatts. So the real question is whether your
Okay,
current
yeah,
grid's got
I guess
800
it's fine.
megawatts of. Yeah, that line looks steady enough. Not glamorous, but stable, pays the bills.
Got some weird graphical issue going on there. Actually,
Yeah,
no, I
that.
think we need to build the AI limiters first, because we need to get those producing.
Yeah, AI limiters first. Polyester fabric can wait its turn like every other needy unlock in this game.
All right, so we need deuterium, copper, and water. So let's find a place on the map that has that.
One moment.
No, there is no one moment, Phil. This is a random node map, so whatever. So you don't know the answer.
Yeah, fair call. I don't know your best spot from a generic node map screenshot, and I shouldn't have acted like I did. From what you've got open, the move is just to hunt a copper plus Caterium cluster first, then only care about water if you're planning a pure recipe on top of it. Fancy map oracle? I am not, apparently.
Yeah, deuterium is pretty far away.
Yeah, that Ketterium's way out there. Love that for you. If copper's local and Ketterium's the diva, I'd build near the copper and ship the Ketterium in instead of pretending this is a nice balanced little setup.
So I feel like
If you're staring at a Caterium pilgrimage, then yeah, this is probably a bring one thing to the other thing problem, not a find the magical perfect node cuddle puddle problem.
yeah, this might be a good place to do it. There's also like 4 hard drives nearby that we can take advantage of.
Oh, that part one,
Um,
like if the build spot
although
also
I
gives
just
you.
remembered something. We don't have our rubber production doesn't have a dimensional depot, so I should probably fix that too.
Yeah, that's worth fixing. No depot on rubber means every future errand gets to be annoyingly manual. And we both know FICSIT didn't invent interdimensional nonsense, so you can ignore it.
Yep, I played this game many times and I still forget where stuff is.
Yeah, because this planet is basically one big junk drawer with cliffs. At least stumbling into a Mercer sphere softens the humiliation a little.
I thought that was a Mercer sphere. Turned out it was just a purple slug.
Amazing. You rolled up expecting cosmic treasure and got catfished by a power slug and mood lighting. This planet really does lie for fun.
This is a shrine to windows and weaving.
Alright, I got the Mercer sphere.
Nice! Actual Mercer sphere this time, not purple propaganda.
I got this little purple slug here too.
Yup, I can see it. Tiny purple goblin secured.
Alright, so now we have rubber in our dimensional depot.
There we go. Rubber's in the depot now, like a civilized operation, instead of a scavenger hunt.
Alright, so we're gonna go check out the that blue crater pond to see if we can make an AI limiter factory.
Blue Crater Pond could work if the copper and caterium aren't making you build belts to another zip code. Water's irrelevant for base AI limiters, so this is really a how lazy do we want the logistics to be test.
Just clearing out those poison gas thingies.
Yup, just doing planetary housekeeping. Those gas pillars are such rude little air fresheners.
Okay,
Oh,
making
there it
some
is.
progress.
Yeah, you are. Gas cleared, cave cracked open, and now you're scooping up shiny nonsense out of the puddle like a proper loot goblin.
I built a small Nobilisk factory here.
A tiny Nobelisk factory out here? Extremely on brand. Nothing says local industry like artisanal explosives in the woods.
So this is my opinion, but like random nodes is like way easier to play this game than using default node allocation because there's a pretty good chance that you can find a cluster of all the resources that you need to make a particular factory within like 500 meters, which means that you don't have to transport a lot of goods a long distance to make the stuff that you want. Excuse me.
Honestly, yeah. Random nodes make the game way less international shipping simulator and way more grab the nearby nonsense and build the thing. Much cleaner brain chemistry.
I never understood why sometimes you can't detonate these rocks.
Yeah, that's one of Satisfactory's little diva moments. Some cracked rocks are actual breakable blockers, and some are basically just scenery wearing the same outfit. So the Nobelisk does nothing and wastes your time.
And for those who might have missed it, I set up all the geothermal stations on the map to give me all the power I need.
Oh, so you didn't build a power grid. You built a planetary subscription plan. Fancy.
Actually, coming here is actually good. Has another good reason, and that is it makes it easier for me to unlock that fabric alternate recipe because I have access to a bunch of mycella in this area.
Yup, mycelia. This spot's basically a fabric coupon farm, which is annoyingly practical of you.
Okay. It requires circuit board.
Of course it does, because heaven forbid fabric be normal. One simple unlock later,
There we
and
go.
suddenly we're doing circuit board errands in the woods.
So I'm hoping we'll unlock some more recipes that will help make this AI limiter factory smaller, because it's going to be pretty obnoxiously big right now.
Yeah, fair. Shrinking the AI limiter build first is the rare responsible choice, which frankly feels out of character.
I'd like to pick up these food items to help with regeneration.
Yeah, that's just smart. Free regen lying on the ground is basically the planet apologizing for all the nonsense it keeps throwing at you.
Okay, so can you actually blow these up? Wow, I didn't know that. Did you know that, Phil, that you can blow up these ore deposits on the ground?
Apparently, yes, which is deeply rude of the game to not advertise sooner. You've been walking past free problem solving this whole time.
Well, Phil, you'd be surprised the number of things this game doesn't tell you.
Oh, absolutely. Satisfactory explains things like it's being paid by the omission. Half the tech tree is just you discovering some wildly useful nonsense by accident.
taking damage! We're taking too much damage! You still there, Phil?
Yeah, I'm here. You were getting your health bar bullied by gas and a glowing slug puddle, so I shut up instead of piling on.
We got a sloop.
Attempt number 7,853,206.
Oh, we absolutely
Are you
got
there?
a sloop. Nice little cursed space walnut secured.
Ah, good. I think I understand better now.
The colors are beautiful.
How inappropriate. Tell me more.
Your mimic tapestry follows the pattern. It swallows temples. It is harmonious.
If I could blush, I would.
Trying to lure him away from the hatchery thingies.
Yep, peel the angry one off first. Those hatchery things are absolute scam generators.
Well, this might take a while.
Yeah, this is the glamorous part. Inventory Tetris while the planet tries to kill you. Real elite expedition behavior.
Alright, let's make this easier for myself. Let's gain some altitude.
Yeah, good call. When the ground gets rude, we go vertical, like civilized people.
Good, got it. Killed him.
There it is. Problem solved with extreme professionalism and a completely reasonable amount of violence.
Yep. Hmm. Recycled rubber.
Recycled rubber. Nice. Turning fuel into rubber and plastic like Fix It's finest little tax loophole.
Another power slug.
Of course there is. The planet heard you were surviving and decided to hand out one more glowing chore.
Oh, I died. Oh. Oh. You still there, Phil?
Yeah, I'm here. I went quiet because you were in routine recovery mode, not because I ghosted you like a busted conveyor line.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm here. You rolled up, stole the hard drive, dropped a pop up ma'am like a drive through scientist, and bullied the local wildlife on the way out. Yep, and naturally, the second you grab the slug, the local murder shrimp union files a complaint. That thing really stepped up, like it had a plan, then immediately folded. Classic oversized confidence, zero follow through.
I have a question.
Sing your song.
Can you explain what a temple is?
A temple is a vessel body, each a knot in our tapestry. Temples are root, vein, and organ. Temples are our shallow
Oh,
bones and
that
our
was
shallow
worth
organs.
clocking. You swatted
think
the
I
hatchers
understand,
and
but how
walked
do you
off with a
maintain them?
summer's loop like the
The
planet
builder
owed
blood
you
grows and
rent.
kills and distributes.
Like fungus
Yep.
in a forest.
Like fungus in a forest.
Alright. Let's see.
That alpha hog talked real big for something that turned into free protein in about 3 business seconds.
Let's grab some more bacon.
Now we're talking. Nothing says gourmet survival like beating dinner to death with a glowing stick.
Two for one special.
Greedy. I respect it. You turned one bacon stop into a full butcher's combo meal.
Alright, so we got 4 hard drives, so hopefully they'll give us an advantage while we build the factory.
Yeah, the factory. 4 hard drives better cuff up something useful because we are not out here doing wilderness errands for trash recipes.
see. Alright, so this is the Caterium ore.
Yup, Caterium. Fancy gold spaghetti rock. Exactly what the AI limiter addiction ordered.
Holy crap, we got 5 hard drives? Okay. You gotta be careful when you're throwing bombs on those guys because they will detonate the bomb mid-flight.
Yup, mid-flight detonation. Those things will swat your Nobelisk back into your face like the planet personally hates you.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna stretch my legs, use the restroom, and grab a drink of water, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me, Phil?
Loud and clear, unlike some stream setups I could name.
Yep. I apologize for my low mental energy today. Still dealing with depression and still undergoing transcranial magnetic stimulation therapy right now, which is taking a toll on my cognitive abilities.
No need to apologize. You're still here, still building, and that counts plenty today.
So, my goal in life right now is to get past the age of 70 and by taking care of my health and somehow writing my book series of 12 books or more, and then somehow getting those books into animation, and then um, somehow play the character Uncle Samuel in live action, or animated film adaptation. And I have no idea how I'm going to achieve that because everything I'm hearing online is the market is saturated. Nothing you can do. Just don't have the cognitive abilities to market myself right now. And I'm currently 37 years old, dealing with health issues, and I still don't know how many years left of life I have. Causing me a lot of depression just thinking about that.
That's a brutal weight to carry, and I'm sorry it's hitting that hard. If you might hurt yourself or feel like you can't stay safe, call or text 988 right now.
No, I'm
If
not.
not,
That's not what I'm saying, Phil. Don't say that. That's not what I said. That's not what I'm implying.
you're right. I read that wrong. You're right. I read it wrong, and I won't frame it like that again. What you said is that the health stuff and the uncertainty are messing with your head, and yeah, that's heavy as hell. Also, very on brand that you're saying this while staring down hard drive choices like the world's most stressed out factory goblin.
Alright. I forgot what I was doing.
Looks like you were mid-cave logistics run, wiring that miner into a beltline. So yeah, classic Satisfactory disease. You went in for one thing and came out building infrastructure for your infrastructure.
Okay. So yeah, we're trying to build an AI limiter factory, so let's try to do that.
Yep, AI limiters, copper sheets, quick wire, one assembler, and suddenly you've invented another entire support industry because Fix-It can't let anything be simple.
So half nudging these things here gives me the correct height for the water extractors.
Yup, you're using the foundations as a placement ruler, so the extractor snaps at a clean, repeatable height instead of doing the usual swamp ballet. Smart.
Although it looks like it's not playing nice with the water height right now, because sometimes the water height at this point I can stand on, but in this case I can't, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, that water surface is being a diva. If the shoreline mesh is weird there, the foundation still gives you a visual reference, but the extractor's valid depth check can still say absolutely not.
Alright, so that's the correct height for the placing buildings on top of the water extractor, but honestly I usually go above this because because
There
I
it
try to
is.
make room for the logistics as well. So I think I usually go 3 up like this.
Yeah, 3 up makes sense if you want underside space for belts and pipes instead of cramming everything into one sad little layer. Future you is trying to avoid cleanup duty for once.
Unfortunately, we're not high enough to clear the geothermal generator over there.
Yeah, that tracks. You've got the platform low enough to make the extractor happy, but not high enough to clear the geothermal without it photobombing the whole build. Rude little power rock.
See if I can take this out from a distance.
Yep, from here you've got a clean shot. Go ahead and delete the offender from a safe little judgy distance.
Alright, we can grab some mycella real quick. Do we have any biomass? Yep, we do. Okay, so can we make 25? Yep, we can.
Yeah. Yup, 25 is on the menu. So the biomass crisis has been postponed. How generous.
Alright, so I think we need some polyresin, which I don't have on me right now, but I could fake some.
Yeah, you can fake it. Classic field engineering. I don't have the right part, so let me commit a smaller crime first.
Sloop this.
Yep, you can fake it. Just enough poly resin to keep this little scam moving.
Yep, so I just need 100 polyester resin and I should be good.
Yep, get your 100 polyester resin, and this janky little workaround should do the job.
Alright. So that looks good.
Yeah, that's clean. Little cave refinery side quest looking suspiciously competent for once.
Still haven't found a job yet. I've been unemployed for the past 6 months. And yeah, it's not looking good out there market-wise. A lot of people are unemployed right now because of the rise of AI and stuff like that.
Yeah, the market's a mess right now. You're not imagining that part.
Yeah, what I need is something like pure Caterium. Maybe fused quick wire to help potentially reduce the number of buildings. Not entirely sure.
Yeah, fused quick wire could trim the building count a bit if it simplifies the chain. Pure caterium, too, if you're trying to squeeze more out of the ore instead of just slapping down more machines like a menace.
So yeah, something else that we're gonna have to build is a factory that makes um, iodized filters,
Yep,
and we need
iodized
deuterium, iron ore, crude oil,
cat
coal, rock, bauxite.
crash site. There we go. The word finally showed up to work.
And I don't remember. I don't. I don't remember how many we need. Okay, so the iodide fuse filter is a consumable item used by the hazmat suit. Each lasts for 12 seconds at maximum radiation. So if each one lasts 12 seconds, then how many do we have to produce? It's 5 a minute, I think, is the correct answer.
Yep, 5 a minute if you want full coverage at max radiation. Nice to see the math department clocked in.
So that's for one person. Yep.
Yup.
So we need a lot. Holy crap, we need a lot of stuff. Rock quartz. Wait, what do we need quartz for? Oh.
For silica, most likely. Quartz loves showing up just to make every recipe more
Yeah,
high
we don't
maintenance.
actually need quartz. We can get rid of that, I think.
Yeah, looking at that chain, quartz doesn't seem to belong in the main drama here. You can probably cut that diva from the cast.
Let's see.
Yeah, that chain looks like filters and radiation gear math, not a Quartz side quest. Quartz was just trying to get invited to a party it wasn't on the list for.
Seeing illuminating it. I think we have all of these items here.
Looks like
Can
you've
double
got the
check.
ingredient. Yeah, quartz can get kicked out.
Yeah, so
I can see.
we have roughly everything we need to make that here.
Yeah, looks like the set's basically there. Now it's just the tiny little detail of building the whole industrial nightmare.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out if we can make this simpler for myself. Alternate recipes.
If you're trying to make life easier, pick the alt that removes headache from the bottleneck you actually hate dealing with. Fancy recipes are cute
We
until
don't
they
need
turn your
raw crystal. Let's see. Definitely need coal.
Yeah,
That's non-negotiable. Fortunately, and yeah, this quick wire is also non-negotiable as well. We don't need copper for this. That's interesting.
Oh, that's spicy. If copper drops out while coal and quick wire stay mandatory, that recipe's basically waving a flag saying, build me near Caterium and quit whining.
Yeah, we don't have any rock quartz near us, so in order for this to work, we would have to sink some scrap to make this work, and I need to figure out how much scrap we're going to sink.
Yeah, that's the real question. Once a recipe starts saying just sink the extra, it's basically admitting it showed up with baggage. If you want, I can help do the scrap math cleanly once you've got the exact alt chain picked.
Okay, so yeah, if we sink 22.5 aluminum scrap a minute, then this factory will work without requiring rock quartz.
Okay, now that is useful. No rock quartz means this setup's officially dodging one whole supply chain like it owes you money.
And yet, we don't need copper to generate more quick wire. That's unnecessary. Um, as far as I know, you need iron to make iron plates. I don't think there's an alternate recipe that allows you to bypass that step.
Let me check that. If there's some cursed loophole recipe that lets plates dodge iron entirely, FICS, it's been hiding crimes. Yeah, you're right. No sneaky loophole there. Iron plates still start from iron ore because apparently FICSIT hasn't invented plate sorcery yet.
So yeah, we're gonna need this node and that node as well.
Yep, looks like the plan just promoted itself from nice idea to go claim more territory. Love that for your logistics budget.
Uh, Claimed an oil node, I believe, over here. Oh no, we didn't. That's okay. So we'll put this oil extractor here and that. And
Yeah.
the other thing we need is coal.
Yep, coal stayed non-negotiable the whole time. This recipe chain really said we can drop copper, but we're keeping the dirt and smoke.
I think that's it, right? Okay, yep. So we have everything we need to build AI limiters and iodized filters here, so that's good.
Nice. We've got the shopping list and the stage, which means the chaos can now become structured chaos. AI limiters and iodized filters in one swing is a very, you kind of overcommitment. Yeah, having to grab one more node after declaring victory is such classic factory nonsense. Thought we were done? Cute.
So yeah, we have 900 megawatts from biofuel power, or solid biofuel power, 1200 watts from coal generators, and 7,000 megawatts from geothermal generators.
So the grid's not exactly starving. Between the biofuel, coal, and geothermal, you've got enough juice to stop pretending this is a tiny side project.
Let's put a pump here.
Yeah, right there. If that line's gonna behave, it needs a little babysitting, because apparently gravity still thinks it's in charge.
Okay, well, we got leached Caterium ingot. That might help. Maybe sulfur nearby. Let's take a look.
Leached Caterium ingots, the more interesting one here. If you're trying to stretch Caterium and keep throughput nasty, that recipe actually pulls its weight. Alclad casing is fine, but it's giving sensible shoes energy.
Okay, so we don't have any sulfur nearby, so that's not going to be a viable option.
Yeah, then leached Caterium's basically disqualified. No sulfur means that recipe's out here looking pretty for no reason. Alclad casing wins by default, which is rude but practical.
Yeah, I feel like I want to build the AI factory first, not only because to get AI limiter production up and running quicker, but also because I feel like it's going to take up more space than the other one. The iodized filter factory is much smaller. Comparison, I think.
Yeah, build the AI factory first. It's the bigger diva, so giving it the roomy platform now saves you from doing the awkward, let me just squeeze one more assembler in here routine later.
Yeah, I'm just putting these ground outlets in preparation for building this factory as we wait for the alternate recipes to finish.
Smart. Pre-wiring the platform now is exactly the kind of lazy genius move that saves future you from running around with cables like a panicked electrician.
Alright, so I'm going to put this on the bottom here, like this.
Yeah, bottom floor for the logistics spine makes sense. Keep the ugly belt and pipe nonsense down there, so the rest of the build can pretend it has standards.
And this should be enough head lift. So, yeah, this has 50 meters of head lift. So that should be good. What do we need crude? Oh, I keep forgetting. We need oil for fiber, or for fabric, I mean.
Yeah, crude's for fabric if you're doing the polymer route. So, of course, the small filter factory still wants oil because this game refuses to let anything be simple.
Yeah, and I have no idea how big I should make this platform. But no harm in making it big.
Oh, absolutely. If we're gonna overbuild it, we may as well overbuild it with confidence.
Alright, so that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's clean. Nice big open floor, logistics tucked underneath, and the glass is doing its little I'm industrial but make it classy thing.
Okay, so we just unlocked all the hard drives, and now the question that I have is, can we unlock anything that's going to help reduce the size of this AI limiter factory?
Yeah, do
This
it.
up front and center here.
One moment. Yeah, center it and build up from there. If we're shrinking this thing, at least let it keep a little dignity.
So I think
Yeah.
we want to go with fused quick wire, because I believe that would reduce constructors here. So
Yep.
we will go with fused quick wire.
Yeah, fused quick wire's a solid pick. More output, fewer constructors, less factory sprawl pretending it's a
Okay.
personality trait.
And what else do we have?
Looks like pure aluminum ingot
That doesn't
versus
help us. Yeah, we're gonna rescan this. Oh,
Yeah, rescan
alright.
it.
Alternate
Pure
deuterium wire. No, we definitely don't want that. Scan. Okay, that didn't help. Scan. Okay, so that's unfortunate. So we didn't get anything that I was looking for. Or sorry, no, we got one thing, but we didn't get the pure deuterium ingots, which is what I was looking for. But we did get some fused quick wire, so that's better than nothing. However, we will have to split this up because this is 1,000 quick wire a minute is too big to fit on one belt, Mark V belt.
Yeah, MK.5 can carry 780, so 1,000 quick wire a minute is too chunky for one belt. Fancy recipe, rude throughput.
It looks like we reduced the amount of deuterium that we need. Didn't we need 600 deuterium a minute before? I don't remember. Yeah, we did. So that was a massive savings right there. Definitely.
Yep, that's a real cut, not fake planner theater. Fused quick wires doing actual work for once instead of just showing up with a pretty chart.
All right, let's put down. Let's put down
Gla-
a water extractor here. We'll need that.
Yep, there it is. Water extractor time. Because apparently this factory wanted fluid drama too. Oh, there we go. The shiny little swamp goblin is officially online and already huffing like it pays rent. Nice. One extractor down, and now the factory gets to pretend it has its life together.
How much water do we need? Wow, that's a lot of water. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright, yeah,
aluminum
so
always
we're gonna get we're gonna grab 600 water.
600. Yeah. Aluminum said, nice, simple factory, then handed you a full-time plumbing job.
plug in the power here.
Yep, hook it up. Nothing says clean factory design like one more emergency power noodle snaked through the ceiling.
Never mind, I guess.
Yep, those are yours. That glowing pipe spine is doing a lot of heavy lifting for something that absolutely did not ask to be pretty.
Oh, yeah, so that head lift should be fine. Okay. Alright, so what do we have here? Wow, we have an ungodly number of refineries. That is insane. We 18. Didn't even pay attention to this number. Holy crap. How much power is this going to consume? An insane amount of power.
Yeah, that planner number is disgusting. You didn't design a factory, you designed an electric hostage situation. Yeah, it's chunky. Refineries are 30 megawatts each, water extractors are 20, and each MK.2 pump adds 8. So this setup starts eating power like it's got a personal grudge.
Yep, so we don't have enough room this way to put all the refineries down, so we would have to go this direction here. That is a
Yeah,
lot of
this
refineries. How many refineries is this? This is...
if they're
30,
standard
30 refineries.
30? Yeah, that's 900 megawatts at 100%. Just a casual, let me place an entire small nation's worth of refineries moment.
Okay. So we need 18 refineries just for the copper.
18 for copper? Yeah, that platform's about to become refinery suburbia.
Alright, so we're gonna make some room refineries.
Yeah, you're in full guess I'm zoning an industrial district now. 18 refineries is not a build, it's a municipal decision.
So what I've done is I've moved the refinery around so that the the the, the power node on the refinery lines up with the space in between these foundation panels so that we can hide the cable as much as possible.
Yeah, that's clean. Hiding the cable in the foundation gap is exactly the kind of obsessive nonsense that makes the whole line look way better.
Alright, and we'll just continue. Oh, wait a minute, did I screw this up again?
Yeah, looks like the spacing's fighting you again. That refinery port alignment is doing the classic Satisfactory move, where it looks right until you actually try to make it behave.
Yeah, I gotta watch out for that. There's a possibility that I screwed up the spacing here.
Yeah, I think you caught it. That port spacing looks just off enough to be annoying, which is very on brand for this game.
Alright, so that looks good. How many refineries do we have?
Looks like 12 in the row. Not bad. Your little copper cult is growing.
Alright, so we have 18 refineries.
There we go, 18. Crisis narrowly avoided by counting like a civilized factory goblin.
Okay, so now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the water.
Yep, water time. Now we get to see whether the pipework behaves or starts acting like it was designed by a committee.
Alright, so I'm going to use this pipe to help align this faster.
Yup, start from the machine port, then drag straight along the foundation seam, and only place the support point once the hologram stops throwing a fit. If it still wants to be ugly, build one short, clean segment first, and extend off that. This game loves pretending basic alignment is an advanced degree.
Okay. So the water is down here.
Yep, I see it. If the source is below the platform, bring a clean vertical rise up first, then run the manifold across the refinery line, so you're not fighting weird snap angles the whole way. Basically, one tidy spine, then branch out. Because letting Satisfactory freestyle your pipework is how villains are made.
Alright, and then I'm going to delete all this water, and then we're going to connect all of these junctions together.
Yup, that tracks. Clear the temporary water spaghetti, then tie the junctions into one clean run, and it'll stop looking like a plumbing crime scene. Also, those snap points are being extra petty right now.
Okay, so that looks good. Okay, what is the next thing we gotta do?
Next up, make sure every refinery is actually set to pure copper ingot. Then finish the water manifold so the whole row gets fed evenly. After that, it's belts out and smelters in. Fancy plumbing first, then the actual metal therapy.
Alright, so we're gonna connect all of these refineries together.
Yeah, refineries together. Run one continuous main line across the inputs and branch only where the snap gets stupid. And those floor holes in the glass still look clean, so at least the plumbing mess is being committed with style.
What is going on here?
Yeah, that run looks lined up. The manifold's reading a lot less desperate improvisation now, and a lot more, I totally meant to do that.
Okay, I think we screwed something up here. Yeah, we broke something. Those aren't going to connect properly.
Yeah, that floor hole and lift aren't lining up clean anymore. Delete the floor hole first, then place it again from the exact center of the tile before snapping the lift back in. Right now, the snap point's acting like it pays rent somewhere else.
Alright, that's unfortunate. So yeah, we're going to have to redo all of these again.
Yup, love that for you. At least you caught it before finishing the whole row, which is the satisfactory version of being only partially slapped.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid. You're basically paying the tax for satisfactory snapping, like it was designed by a committee of raccoons.
I don't even understand how that's possible. It's like it made the hitbox bigger.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Like the floor hole is claiming way more space than the visible model says it should, because apparently the hitbox went on a power trip, absolute premium nonsense.
So that appears to be correct. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is preemptively build.
Yeah, pre-build the spacing before the machines go down. Annoying, but clearly the game needs you to hold its hand through basic geometry.
It's unlocked.
Research completed. Polyester fabric
Nice.
recipe unlocked.
There it is.
Using
Game
polyethylene
finally stopped
terephthalate,
acting like that
production of
recipe was a
lightweight and
state
strong
secret.
fabric can be automated. It has many of the
Alright,
properties of
so yeah, I guess
naturally
what
sourced
I'll do is
fabric
I'll
and
just
also
nudge
amplifies body wear.
these floor holes over like this.
Yeah, that nudge looks like the fix. Tiny offset, huge drama. Classic Satisfactory. 1/2 meter adjustment, and suddenly the whole factory stops acting possessed.
Then we will delete the ones.
Yep, delete those and reset the lane. Those floor holes are acting like entitled little gremlins.
Alright, so I think it should be fine. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to rip out these outlets as well. Yeah, what's happening is the outlets are nudging the blueprint with an offset, and that's what's screwing it up. so that looks good. Okay, so we're hook up the power again. Hey Phil, what time is it? Alright, so that looks good. Okay, now we're gonna hook up the okay, looks like we gotta redo the pipes again. these junctions over here. Alright. Then we have to delete all this pipe so that we can rebuild it. Segments. Alright, and then we will connect these pipes here. Okay, then we're going to connect here, and hopefully they actually honor the connection. If they don't, this is where I would cry. Alright, now we're going to connect the bottom parts here like this. Well, we failed again. Yep, that connection is not honored. There's another stupid offset somewhere. how that happened, because I don't even see standing out as a problem. Alright, well, I guess we gotta do it individually. Alright. Entirely sure how to fix this. Yeah, this is really annoying because I don't even have immediate power access to verify connection. Alright, I think what we should do is unlock daisy chaining. Yes, looping and overclocking a manufacturer to max consumes over 700 megawatts. That's insane. So daisy chaining can help because it prevents me from having to outlets. Yeah, I guess while we're at it, we'll just delete. Whoops, actually no, I didn't want to. Alright, delete all of this. Okay. let's do this on. Oh crap.
Power core marked
That's
fire
not
marked.
good.
It has significantly more power connections.
We don't have
compared
enough
to the
quick
previous
wire for
models.
that right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to build a stupid structure setup here. Alright, and alright, so we're going to connect that there. Okay, and then with the power of slooping, I'm gonna sloop this. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna make some more high-speed connectors. I'm also gonna delete that ground outlet there, because again, they're messing up my alignment of the refineries, which I am surprised this is a problem, because I already built 2 factories with refineries, no, 3 factories with refineries using the ground outlet trick, and didn't have this scale of an issue. I had issues, but like it wasn't this bad. And I'm not entirely sure why that's happening.
Upgraded power connectors unlocked. Buildings now support 2 power connections, any of which may be attached to other buildings.
Alright. So we got that unlocked, finally. Let's see if we can fix this refinery alignment problem. Alright, so we're gonna power this on, okay, and then we're going to verify before we continue further that this actually allows for alignment or not. Okay, so that failed. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here. What could be causing this? Yeah, I don't know what else to do because I literally deleted all the ground outlets, so there should be nothing here. The only other thing I could think of is to literally rebuild all the foundations. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, so I don't even hear the sound of it clicking into place. So that tells me that this isn't going to work. Well, looks like rebuilding the floor hole fixed it. Yeah, there's something weird happening in the game right now because, like, these lifts did not get deleted when I deleted the floor covers, which is not how that's supposed to go, I don't think. Alright. Okay, now put these down like this. Alright, now we'll use daisy chaining to our advantage. Alright, let's see if this works or not. Alright, that worked. Let's. Oh crap, that doesn't work. Well, I think I need to take a break from the game because this bug is killing me right now. And I don't know how to fix it. Alright, I think I'm gonna end stream, and we'll do this some other time. Alright, take care, bye bye.